Sure. Yeah, why not?
Hey, good evening, everybody. John Henry Soto here. Welcome to JHS Interviews tonight.
All right.
We're having a little technical difficulties, but we're going to see if we can make this work tonight. I have the CEO of a great organization called Global Talent Connect, which is something that I've been very familiar with for a very long time. It's a great organization. He's done some amazing shows in New York City and beyond. And we're going to be talking today to Todd. So please welcome Todd Wharton to the show. Bit of a delay. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. It looks like we have a little bit of a
I'm
bad
good.
connection.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I wanted to see if by any chance, yeah, I normally don't have a delay problem with StreamYard. It uses the organization servers, so it's actually a lot faster than Zoom. So maybe if you can you make a phone call in and use your cell phone to actually so we can hear your voice?
Yeah, I'm actually. I'm actually if I can get in through my. To see if it'll make the service better.
Okay.
So just give me a moment. Let me see what I could do here for you guys, just to make the show a little better. That's all. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I could sign in right now. Let's see.
All right. So while you do that, I'll just talk
Uh,
about the since we're
that's
live.
not it. Yeah, just give me a couple minutes. Oh, crap. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're having a little technical difficulties, but Todd is a great guy. I met Todd years ago. Actually, he used to do these great mixers for like actors and stuff, and I used to go to these events and stuff and meet like just great actors. And from there, he grew it to an incredible events and just an amazing force in New York City. And really servicing artists like really incredibly. So it's been a definitely a blessing from some of the work that he's done, and hopefully we can get the connection fixed. I know that he says he's connected to the computer, so it should be fine, but not sure what's going on. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get this worked out. Let me on. Hey, Todd. Can you call me from your phone? Can you log out of this and use your phone?
Trying to log in right now for you.
Okay, let's see if this is good. I'm gonna get this out of here. Oh, that looks much better already.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So let's start over. I'll do the introduction again.
No problem, man. No problem.
Yeah, I appreciate your time here. So this is Todd Wharton, everybody. He he's first of all, this guy has done like so many things for artists in New York City. It's one of the guys that really is a force in there. He created this organization called, it used to be Local Talent Connection, and now it's global because that's how he's just grown. So it's Global Talent Connection right now, and he basically just helps artists. He's very passionate about helping the artists, And it's one of those things that when you go to the events, you realize the amount of effort and work that goes into these events, and how much he gives to the artists, that they're able to, first of all, take a stage in front of people that they probably would never get to be in front of such large crowds, and really get the exposure that they deserve. So I'm very honored to have him here, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Wharton, welcome, man. What's up?
Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hear the crowd? Like,
it's crazy. They're going nuts.
going crazy, man. The COVID crowd. I love it. It's awesome. What's going on, John?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you being here. One of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here is because you did something that not many people, that I don't know anybody who's actually done. You started literally, I mean, when you talk about grassroots, I used to go to your mixers. I remember the mixers back in, I mean, I would say that would be about 10 years at least.
Yeah, we're up about 8 years right now.
Okay, yeah. So we would go to these mixers, and I met all these great actors there, and they would show films, and it was a real great event. And then from there, you kind of just grew, and it really went to another level. What possessed you? What was that your motivation to kind of like take on such a tremendous task?
Well, it was I mean, the mixers itself, I mean, actors were like 5% of it.
Right.
There are a lot of events in New York City that have meet and greets for certain talents. And during the years working in the restaurant industry, the majority of people that work in there are artists, because it's one of the only industries you can make good money and adjust your hours based on, pursuing your career. So growing up in the industry, my mother being an artist, my brother being an actor, it just expanded from there. And then when you start to, become friends with a lot of these people, and they become family, you start hearing all the stories. Something I call is a downfall of passion. It seems within a certain amount of time, when an artist is out of high school or college, they literally become a product. They're not just an artist anymore. They're pretty much a business. You got to treat yourself like a business. But a lot of these people would lose their way, lose their passion within a year, because they're constantly going to events that aren't helping them. And it was just meeting the same people over and over again, where it just gets to the point where it's like, I'm having deja vu, but it's not helping me.
Right.
So I researched for years before I even started the company. Probably a couple of years, I was speaking to a lot of artists, businesses. And then I was blessed to have Jeff Prevel, founder of Vonage, as one of my consultants. And then my older brother, Scott, who people are starting to find out is one of the CEOs of Logitech. And they said, Todd, you found a gap in the market, because what I wanted to do was implement my mother's values into my events, where my mother always liked to bring people together during the holidays. And it was just a great time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to instill these values into my business. So I didn't want to just bring actors into the room. I wanted to bring the world of art and entertainment into one room, of all genres. Camera people, talk show hosts, fashion designers, culinary artists, martial artists, actors, dancers. I mean, just go down the list. The art and entertainment industry is like 95% of the world. And there's so many artists out there that you forget that are artists. So I'm like, you know what? I don't think there is a network out there that actually works their ass off to bring these people together. So I made it my life's goal and my job, that every morning and then every night before and after my job, to reach out to all these artists and businesses in the industry, connect with them, and then I bring you guys together. And I wasn't being paid for that. I just wanted to build the value of the mixer. And we started out with like 40, 50 people. 4 mixes later, we're at like 150, 200. And then within the year, we were popping 400 a month. And it was getting big. Like, it got really big. We added a red carpet to it, step and repeat. And the funny thing was, and I don't know if I'm going to take credit for it, but after we started implementing the red carpet and everything, and the motto is, it's a red carpet world, you deserve to walk it. It's like a confidence thing. I've noticed every event after that was doing red carpets everywhere.
Right.
Like birthday parties at red carpet, and it's great. I love it because I love seeing all these events having red carpets because it's about putting people on the spotlight. And
Right.
you don't have to be a celebrity to walk the red carpet. If you live life with passion, you deserve to be on that red carpet.
Mhm.
So the mixes was literally about highlighting everybody. Nobody was, stood out. It was about 400 people networking, just having a great time, and people just absolutely loved it. We had a lot of camera crews there, which I marketed there. They were volunteering, but my job was, all right, if you volunteer, use this mixer, gain business from it. Tell me you're a part of LTC, which is now GTC. I'll put you up on all the screens. I'll market you. So that's what I did, and people are loving it. And if they took the advantage of building business, great. If they didn't, that's on them.
Right.
But the only reason why the mixer died is Sweet 36, who's also owned by Taj and Katra. It's the same owners. Uh, they had a little issue with their investors, and they ended up selling the place to a burger joint. So I had to shut my mixer down. Yeah, that's what happened. I had to shut my mixer down.
I didn't know that.
Most people don't. I had to shut it down because the mixer was so big. I had to find another venue that can handle it, number one.
Right.
And then I had to find a venue that was conducive on a geographical location for people to get to. And I only wanted Manhattan because if you do it in Brooklyn, nobody from the other boroughs goes to Brooklyn. If you do it in the Bronx, Brooklyn doesn't go to the Bronx. So, but if you do it in Manhattan, all the boroughs go in and other states. So, John, like you were there, I believe you're in PA. We had people coming in from Rhode Island, PA, Connecticut, New York. I had Texas in there. I had somebody from another country in there. And that's what was happening. People will go where they familiarize themselves with the area, right? Manhattan.
Right.
So that's the only reason why it died, John. I mean, it's going to come back, not now, obviously, but next year
Mhm.
because we have so much more we're growing. And you guys deserve these mixes. And eventually we are going to put them in every city. And then GTC will give you guys an offline network. But now we are the official online network for the art and entertainment industry, which we were for a while anyway. So that's
Right. So yeah, thank you so much for that. The mixers were such a great validation for a lot of artists too, because they were respected. It
yeah,
wasn't like a cattle call, like when you go to some of these networking events that they get put out there as like, everybody like, come bring your business cards and come to this and make sure and then they get you at the door and you got to pay something at the door and you got to go in and these were really meant for specifically for the artist from day one from me attending a few of these. And I really thought that was really fantastic. And I met a few artists there that I actually did shoot films with afterwards directly from the mixer. Um,
yeah,
I
it's
did.
valuable.
It is completely valuable. And I remember going to, I think it was Katra, and I didn't know they're not there anymore. Are they like a
No,
pop?
Katra's definitely there.
Okay.
Taj Lounge on 21st Street is the other
Ah,
place, which is a great venue. I might consider doing it there.
okay.
It's smaller, but the owners of Taj and Katra are great.
Got it.
Christopher Collins, David, Philip, all great guys, great owners, and they're great to work with. So if you guys ever do an event, I definitely recommend those two places.
Mm,
Um, so I may move it there, but right now, obviously, nothing's happening.
right.
And it has been out, and it's been taking me a long time to find a venue because I didn't want to start off in a small venue and then it gets too crowded. I wanted to continue the legacy by giving you guys a great venue
Right.
and where it had everything that we wanted, TVs and everything, because I wanted you guys to get marketed. Plus, remember, we had a lot of celebrities start coming through the RV Mixer,
Hmm.
and because celebrities need mixers too, and they were also using the mixer to promote what they're doing because it was free. The whole entire event was free, and people are like, "Oh, this guy must be making a lot of money." It's like, no, guys. It's like you guys got to understand these big venues cost a lot of money. They don't just hand it to you.
Right.
So I want to put that out there that there are a lot of people that had the misconception I'm making all this money. But no, I was building the value of LTC because in order to build something great, you have to keep a day job in order to build your passion. So
Right.
I was doing what you guys were doing. Why? Listen, you're a camera guy, you're a videographer, you have your own talk show, but you still have your side job, right?
Hmm.
I believe you were doing real estate for a
Hmm.
while.
Yeah.
So that's your real job. I had my real job.
Yeah.
So I want to put that out there, like, hey guys, don't get it confused. It was packed,
Right.
but it's because I was getting up at 6 in the morning till 9, looking for you guys on the line. And then when I got home, I would work. So I'd work 2 jobs full time.
Right.
So now I'm doing the same thing because I want to get you guys what you deserve in this industry, a real platform for the art and entertainment industry. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that misconception that people have about artists. And, it seems like people are
Yeah.
ashamed or something. Like they like don't want to talk about what, like I do real estate. I also shoot small videos for like local businesses, and I do social media trainings and whatever. But
Sure.
I'm not, I put that out there as like, that's who I am. I'm also a father. I also have 2 kids and I got a wife. You know what I mean? It's not like, but there seems like there's this weird culture that kind of, or I wouldn't even say culture, but some of these artists I think are embarrassed to really talk about their hustle.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
So I'll just put something out there just to co-sign what you just said. What people don't understand was I was working in the restaurant industry the entire time I was doing the mixers.
Wow.
I was a manager, I became a GM, and then what a lot of people don't know is only my close friends, and this is a true story. I had a chance to make over 6 figures. I was working at BR Guest to become a full-time GM and at Blue Water Grill or one of the others. And I had to make a decision. A lot of people don't even know this. And that's why I say, hey guys, before you judge people, really learn about what they're doing to help you. I I pretty much declined the offer and I went back to waitering. Okay, waitering makes good money as well. And I did that so I can have flexible hours so I can hold your mixers. Because if I took the full-time job, there was no way I can continue GTC.
Right.
So I took a hit in my salary. I worked more hours, but my hours were flexible where I got the Wednesday nights off, which we did. And the days that I worked, I was on my phone during the dead time planning these things. So when people are ashamed about don't be ashamed because nobody should be ashamed about putting food on the table.
Right.
Okay. Especially when you do it legal, you do it legitimate. If you got 12 freaking kids, I don't care. If you're a homeless person and you're cool as hell, I'd rather chill with you than a rich, part of my French, a-hole.
Right.
And that's the truth. If you see me at a mixer, I made it a point to talk to everybody. Because I can't really get into how much we talked about, but I at least wanted to say welcome to the thing. But don't ever be ashamed about what you do. Don't be ashamed about your religion, about your race, about your nationality, your sexual preference, or your job. Be proud. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of being a starving artist that you're working on not being become a starving artist.
Right.
But do everything legitimate, man. Be proud of who you are, man. John, you got kids and you work another job and you do this at night. So kudos to you, bro, because you're doing what you love, but you're also supporting your family. All right. Family comes first. Your job comes your job comes second. If your passion can pay your bills, God bless you. But as long as it takes care of your family, that's the most important part. Do that A1. That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
Let me ask you about the growth, because it seemed like it happened almost fairly quickly. Like I
Yeah.
remember one year you had a mixer, and the next year you had like a concert on at Times Square. Maybe not that fast, but it felt
Yeah.
it felt like it happened like literally overnight. And I remember just seeing you in Times Square with like thousands of people on a stage and doing, having your L's up. And I was just like, whoa, this happened fast. So what was that growth like? Was that something intentional, or was that sort of accidental, or both?
That no. That's I don't think I ever really talked about this story, so this might be the first time.
Oh,
I
cool.
spoke about it briefly. LTC, which is now GTC, Global Talent Connect. I had a model built, and I took my model very slowly, and I'm sticking to the model. All right. So GTC, the reason why it's big right now is because I stuck with the model to make it grow slowly. So being out 8 years, I did that on purpose to learn. Now, L's Up Global, which originally was called One Love L's Up, that actually started when I was in a relationship that went sour, like a lot of people's relationships do. And I guess I was in a little bit of a bad way. but I saw a video online of something called the Punch-Out game. And this is when the racial wars and everything started really happening online. So all this killing of blacks and everything, this is not something new. This has been going on for years, but it's been escalating for the past couple of years, probably because of certain political parties that pretty much increased the value of racial wars and sexual persecution, the whole nine. But we're not going to get into that. So I saw the Punch-Out game. I saw this kid walk up some random old guy in the corner and knock him out, and he got like 1 million views. And it kind of really made me mad. Like, where the hell is this world going? Like, somebody who goes to a homeless person, gives him food, will get a couple of thousand hits. But somebody who knocks an old man out for no reason, the world sees it as entertaining. It's 1 million hits. So I'm like, what is going on here? So it really got me mad. I did this whole cell phone thing where I was talking about one love and peace and the whole nine. And I said, how can I make this thing really an impact on the world? What do I need to do? So I just stepped back. I'm like, you know what I need to do? I need to do some type of event and follow in the steps of Bob Marley and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but really more of the Bob Marley sense in a peaceful way, because people come together through music, right? More than talking. So I started out where I first did a public speaking event in Times Square, which I spoke about. It's on my YouTube. And it was pretty good, nothing crazy. Then we did a concert in Father Duffy Square in the middle of Times Square during Thanksgiving Eve. The city loved it. They wanted me to do it on Thanksgiving Eve on a Saturday night, which is crazy. We had a lot of people there. It was cold, had a reggae band. The original Spinderella performed. Public speakers. And then word was out that there was this peace concert going on. So what I did was I started talking to everybody in the city. I must have called the mayor's office like 26 times, emails. I met with the Times Square Alliance people. I met with the Parks Department. I met with all the powers that be in New York City. And they absolutely loved what I was trying to do. And so the third concert was called L's Up. No, it was called L's Up Global, I think, or One Love L's Up. But the third concert was beyond ridiculously packed. It was a Saturday night, beautiful weather out in September. They predicted the numbers were over 10,000 because we're in the middle of Times Square. So the average people that come through are more than that. But it was such an impactful event where I gave the artists of the world, indie artists, a stage where they won the voting contest. I also put my talk show on there as well, where I interviewed a number of celebrities. I honored DJ Red Alert, had a fashion show, celebs perform, indie artists perform. But the impact of this thing was huge. We had thousands of people with their L's up loving it because it was about the people of the world coming together and just uniting and loving each other for who they are and what they stand for. And that's what New York City is all about, man. It's not about the food. It's not about the entertainment, man. It's about the people. That's why it was so special. It's about when you're in a one place at one time, John, you don't have to worry about sexual persecution or racism or how tall you are if you're a female or male. When you're in New York City, the heart, the Manhattan, Times Square, the Mecca, you're equal. End of story. And we're trying to bring that to the world. That, my thing is we want to thank people. We thank you guys for making New York City the shit. And they love the concert so much. Starting next year, this is actually going to be a 3-day event if everything works out. We'll get into more detail as we go along, but this is becoming New York City's official peace concert. And I'm actually in talks now where L's Up Global may have a float in the Thanksgiving Day Parade next year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Long story short, I was trying to sugarcoat everything. So
no, that was fantastic. That's fantastic. So, music, when you put people together, and you said you wanted to do it through music, and you're right. I think when you put people together with music, it just changes the dynamic of what anybody thinks of anybody else. It really brings people together in a way that I don't think anything else can. When did you start doing the shows at the Highline?
The Christmas. Well, that's going to continue also. And again, I've just been hitting mad bumps in the road. That's why I tell people, don't ever be afraid of the struggle. Don't ever be afraid of the
Oh,
struggle. Embrace the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it. So Highline Ballroom was GTC is about mixers, about giving certain shows, comedy and all that. And then I also wanted to bring together during the holidays, like my mother did with me, bring people together during the holidays as well, to give you guys this awesome Christmas show, which is called LTC. Well, now GTC presents a Red Carpet Christmas. So it was about, just bringing artists together and celebrating life during the holidays in the heart of New York City. And we were doing it at the Highland Ballroom every year, and it was great. Like,
yeah,
so many people were there, festive. I had carolers there, Santa Clauses,
yeah,
cocktails, food. And everybody was dressed up, over 1,000 people, and it was awesome. And then, just like Sweet 36, Highland Ballroom closed. So
yeah.
I'm like,
I saw that and I was like, oh no, because I went to two of those Christmas shows and they were like incredible, and
yeah,
that venue is like such a freaking awesome venue, and you did such a. I mean, you did a. Not only was there a if you've never been to one of these events, anybody out there listening to me, please go to the events because they're not like normal events. You're not going to go there and just see bands on the stage. You're going to see bands on the stage, but you're going to see some amazing bands on the stage. Not just that, but there was a fashion show, like
and they
20
were good fashion shows.
great fashion show. It was like legitimate. It was like,
Yeah, I mean,
so it's
the,
definitely an experience.
yeah, all the artists were selected by voting process, so they earned their right to be there. And the
Mhm.
models were even selected by a professional model walkthrough. So every model in there knew what they were doing. They were all in shape, whether they were plus size, curvy or not. They were all beautiful looking people.
Mhm.
Um, because let's just kick it in. Listen, we all want to try to be a musician, a singer, a model, whatever, but there's also a reality check too, right? I would love to be a model, but I'm not a model. I'm Todd. I'm a comedian. I'm a funny guy. I'm a hustler. I'm a worker. Um, People put me in their shows as a model, but I'm not a model. So there, and the reason why I'm saying that is there's also a reality check of what you can do and can't do. I sing, but I sing in the shower. You know,
Now
whatever.
wait a minute. I actually did hear you perform at one of these
Yeah,
shows, and
I
you were
did.
actually really good. I was like, "Whoa, look at Todd go!" And not only
Yeah,
that, but you did a dance routine with everybody. You were dancing with these amazing looking.
yeah. No,
So
I mean, I can definitely dance and sing and do all that, but I think one of my callings is become a talk show host because GTC Live was actually supposed to get possibly syndicated this year. Even though we had a few shows, I think all the talents that I accrue over the years, and it's because my mother and brother and all their talents, it was being I think I was grooming myself to be doing a talk show.
mm,
Um, and that's why I put the talk show in Times Square. I like talking to people. I like making people comfortable, like you're doing now with me. You're making me feel comfortable as a guest, and that's the job of talk shows. Plus, I entertain, but I'm not a dancer, singer. I'm an entertainer. Like a Jimmy Fallon or a Colbert, and I can't compare myself to them because they're way above, right? But they're not rappers or singers or anything. They're entertainers, and that's why they're so great. Um, it's about just loving the world and doing what you do best. And yeah, man, I miss the Christmas parties. They'll definitely come back. The mixes will come back. Els Up Global will definitely come back. I can't wait for the next Els Up Global event because what we have in store once we get the green light, because we already got the green lights from the stadium. We already have a stadium in place in New York City, and I'm not saying stadium like a stadium. We have a stadium
holy cow!
that's all set to go, and Times Square. Um, but GTC, we should get into that in a little bit. But yeah, we got a lot going on. So
Yeah,
back to you. I don't want to keep talking. I'd rather,
this is
back
great.
and forth, back and forth.
This is great. I wanted to ask you about the talk show world because is this something that you go back and you like, you watch like, Jack Parr and Steve Allen and then Johnny Carson and Letterman and all those guys? Have you always had an interest in that part of it?
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing about that was I always loved talk shows. I was a huge fan of Arsenio.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I was always a fan of his. He was different and he was a lot of fun. That's what I really loved about him. And a lot of people don't know the only reason why Arsenio got canceled is because Arsenio was taken away the audience from all the other shows,
Mm,
and the networks didn't want to have it, so they canceled. That's pretty much what happened. Which is, I mean, it's pretty much
it's
was
messed.
I believe it was a racial move, but that's just an opinion that I have. Doesn't mean it's true. But he was awesome. He left too soon. Leno was okay. I was definitely a Letterman fan. Leno was good, but I was a Letterman fan. He had his own style. But I'm a huge Colbert fan. The Late Late Show with I forgot his name.
James.
James Cor. Yeah, James. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
Jimmy
incredible.
Fallon is. I mean, talk shows have really gotten really good now. So I do study those. Oh yeah, and my biggest, the one I really love is Conan O'Brien. Big fan.
Yeah.
So I've always watched them, but I've noticed when I watched them, I actually was kind of studying them. Like they
Yeah.
were just great. And in order to be a great at anything, you have to put your own style into it. You can learn from the greatest, but at the end of the day, you got to put your own style because
Yeah.
nobody's going to be the next Jimmy Fallon or the next Jay-Z or just be the next John Henry Soto or the next Todd Wharton. And that's what people got to really respect about you.
Yeah, and it's so
Um,
authenticity. You know, people can tell when you're just not legitimately you. You know what I mean? And those
oh,
guys,
yeah.
Colbert and especially
They're
Conan.
great.
Conan is just Conan. Like I've seen
He's
Conan.
hilarious.
He's hilarious. I've seen him in interviews, and when he goes out with his friend, what's that guy's name that he's always going out with to different trips and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That
The
guy.
guy in his couch, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his sidekick. He
Yeah.
had that little Merv Griffin thing going on with Andy. So,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah, they were great together.
yeah. So that's awesome. Do you, when you're interviewing, what's one of the things that you really want to find out about your guests when you go into an interview?
Um, well, the one thing I've noticed, well, you know a lot about me, so that's why this interview is doing real well, and I know you did the studying. The one thing I do have to say to a lot of talk show hosts and radio show hosts is do your homework. Um, and also have a pre-talk with your guests. Sometimes that works out the best because there are talk show hosts out there that like to slam their guests and surprise them with negative questions to build like a heated moment.
Yeah, that's
I'm really not a fan of that. I like to talk to my guests. I like to get to know them, but I also want my followers and fans to get to know them also, not as of who they are as a celebrity, whatever, but who they are as a person. That's a big thing with me. When I interviewed Kid Capri, which was an honor for me because I grew up watching him, and we learned everybody knows he's a DJ. Like we all knew that. But what we really got into about Kid Capri was he has his own charity with Fat Joe. Um, he's a great family man. He travels. We get into what he is behind the scenes, and that was more important to me. I met guys like, especially in music, like Play from Kid and Play. I spoke to him, great guy. I've been blessed to really meet and talk to a lot of great people like Liam Neeson, Tony Danza, Regis Philbin, God rest his soul.
yeah.
I had the opportunity to really meet a lot of great people and really get to know them as people. I actually had a conversation with Tony Danza on the subway. I was leaving work and I used to take care of him. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get my daughter. Let's go take a ride. And I'm like, I'm on the subway chilling with Who's the Boss? Like, what is this?
That's so
And we talked for like a good 40 minutes. And it
yeah.
had nothing to do with Who's the Boss. It had to do with, I said, so how's your daughter? And nobody asks celebrities that anymore. So
Yeah.
when you're a talk show host, find out what they want to talk about instead of talking about the norm. Because there may be a lot of things about them you don't even know, and that may interest your audience. It really would. And that's a big thing I tell talk show hosts is do your homework.
Yeah.
It makes your show much better if you do your homework on a guest.
Yeah. You want to make sure you know some of their background so you can actually ask a question about something they're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have some big plans coming up. Definitely, very exciting. Are you how are you doing with the whole, the whole situation now that's happening, this whole craziness that's going on? How are you doing?
Thank you for asking, first of all. My family is great. God bless them, and I know your family's doing well. I'm actually doing really well during the COVID. Um, this is actually, it sounds kind of bad, but it's not. This COVID's kind of been a blessing for my corporation, which is a blessing for the art and entertainment industry. I've been working on creating a platform online for the past 7 years, which a lot of people didn't know. All my events that I've been doing, a lot of it for me was research.
Hmm.
That's why I kept another job. I wasn't making money. It was research. And with my brother being one of the CEOs of Logitech, which I'm now people are starting to learn, I'm so honored to have him in my family, not even just Logitech, just in general.
Hmm.
Um, I really was able to, for the last 7 years, really do research on the entire industry and find out what you needed. So because of COVID, I was able to now sit in front of dual computers and work and code. And I finally got the network up, the first global art and entertainment industry network for the entire world of art and entertainment. When I say the entire world, I'm talking chefs, martial artists, actors, singers, songwriters, fashion designers, crews, I mean, teachers, everybody involved in any sort of art and entertainment, fitness, whatever. You guys now have a platform. Comedians have a platform. Voiceover, you guys have a platform. And it's up right now. We've only been up for a couple of weeks. We rebranded. But we offer so much on this thing, and it's free. We feel, and I'm not just saying we, it's other people involved, we do not want to charge members membership because you don't need to make a lot of money by charging the members. Okay, what happens is you devalue the network when you make a membership fee. Why do you think there's only like 6 or 7 social medias out there that are really doing well? Because their value is the members. So I created this platform. You can sign in, you can create your profile, and you get everything, man. You can put any social media link in your profile. And if one's not there, we'll put it in for you. It's your network. Let us know if we missed some. Almost every category on the planet is in there. So you're not limited to adding categories. Because John, realtor, talk show host, videographer, editor, wouldn't it be cool that you can put 13 things in your profile and you can actually be found by any one of those things by a click of a button? This thing is so complex, but it's so simple to use.
Hmm.
We just implemented a video playlist for your profile. So instead of uploading videos, we just now work with Vimeo and YouTube. We're now create a playlist on their platform and just bring it over to your profile, implement it. So every time you upload a YouTube video, it already syncs into your platform. You can put up to 4 businesses in your profile, a group if you're part of, and we got a pages for the businesses as well and bands. You could put unlimited amount of profiles and pages under one account. Uh, we got an amazing event calendar coming out where all events will be implemented on one calendar from around the world, and it's free also. And obviously, we have a lot of upsells if you want. We got a lot of online festivals we want to be a part of, which brings together the world of arts from music to comedy, the film. We got a visual arts festival coming out. We got a bodybuilding festival coming out. We got a books festival coming out. We're really giving you guys a one-stop shop. And the more money that GTC is going to make within the next year, the more I could put into the network to give you guys everything in the world. Like John, you have a show right now, right? Wouldn't it be really cool that your show, you could put it on a playlist and now people can go and watch the entire season from your profile
Hmm.
whenever they want. And it's just another great outlet for you to do your marketing.
Yeah.
And we actually promote you to use the other websites and the other platforms. I wanted to use Reverb Nation and Backstage and everything because GTC is going to be the top of the pyramid. And our job is to bring together all the elements of the entertainment industry. We don't want
Yeah.
to knock any platform that's out there. We want to even increase their numbers. That's what it's about. It's about showing you guys love and giving more platforms the opportunities to really work with each other. And that's what GT is all about. Global Talent Connect. End of story.
I love it. And you did send me the link actually, and you told me a little bit about it, and I was excited. I have it actually. It's in my schedule here. This is you can't see it because the book is green, but it gets lost
Oh
in the
yeah.
green screen.
No, that's
But
cool.
yeah, it's in
Yeah,
my book.
anybody can sign up. It's easy.
I'm really excited to get it up and to actually start really implementing a lot of stuff up there. So this is like almost like a funnel in a sense. It's almost like it's
Yeah,
funneling people
we're
to
giving you everything in one place.
everything that just comes right in, and you can just find everything right there. So I'm encouraging everybody out there, just get yourself an account. Where can they get it? Is it right here at the local Talent Connect that I put on here, or is it a different
Well,
site?
it's definitely not Local Talent Connect. So the new domain is called globaltalentconnect.net. All right, because I see you have Local Talent Connect here. That is my old domain. All right, you can actually still go to Local Talent Connect because I have it forwarded to global, but it's now called globaltalentconnect.net. Once you're in there, you can peruse the network. You don't have to log in to peruse the network. That's another thing I hate. I hate when I go to a network and they make you log in before you can even research it. And then when you log in, you got to choose through 3 packages, and you got to give your credit card. And it's like, nah, that's some, no offense, but that's some bullshit. It's like, I want to research the network, so we make it free. You know, research me, research the network, do your homework. And then you can feel free. You can log in, create your account. There's no obligation of putting any credit cards because it's a free membership. And then we have upsells, like the festivals as an upsell, but they cost nothing. You get 2 to 3 weeks of marketing, and they're all virtual events. We have a lot coming up for you guys. We're going to constantly keep adding more and more stuff to you. Wait till the calendar comes out. It's going to blow your mind because it's going to work the same way as the directory, where it's the first calendar. It's designed for the art and entertainment industry, where now people from around the world can actually find your event without trying to figure out where it is. They just put the right things they're looking for, and it works. I'm just really proud of this thing. It's been in the work for 7 years, and people just love it. We've only had it up for about 2.5 weeks. We haven't really promoted it hardcore because I want to wait for the calendar to come in, but people are just loving it. We have over 230 members in 2.5 weeks from around the globe.
That's awesome.
From around the globe. And I'm not talking a joke. United Kingdom, Australia, Portugal, Canada, they're all joining. And managers are already signing on. Celebrities are already signing on because, you know, and the agents and managers and publicists are loving this thing because they can sign in, create their profile, but they can also, because you can create multiple profiles under one account, they can put all their clients in there under their account. And now their clients have another place to get booked, and it's free.
That's right. And they can actually manage their clients there too.
Exactly. So don't get me wrong. I know there are a lot of companies within a year that ain't going to like me because they rely on their memberships to make money. But I'm not going to name the names of some of these companies, but when you're out 22 years and you only have 400 and something thousand members, there's a problem.
Right.
Okay. It seems like a lot. It really does. But when you got 400 and something thousand members out 22 years, and then you get a company like Reverb Nation, who's been out, I think, 10 or less, and Lou Ply is an amazing man. Love Lou Ply to death. Love Reverb Nation. They're at 5.2 million. And they're just constantly growing because Lou knows business. Lou knows what the artists need. And he loves promoting GTC because he understands what we're doing. And he knows I'm not competition. He's not competition to me. He's an ally. That's the point, man.
Yeah, and I know Lou. He's a very smart guy, Lou, and had a
nice guy too. Nice on top of it, which I love about Lou. Great guy.
And very supportive too. Like he's just been a real supportive guy to so many artists, and he's just a really great guy. So I want to talk a little bit about the because what you said was interesting because I think it happened with a lot of people where they had this time, and it's kind of weird saying like this time has been really great with the COVID because it's not that it's great, but it's sort of this reset time in our lives where we kind of like we're able to do those things that we really we're kind of like hamster in a wheel because we're trying to juggle stuff and there's a million things, but now we could take a deep breath and kind of focus on really on something, and you were able to do this during that time. So I totally understand that. Talk to me about artists during this time. Like, we're at 44 minutes here. I wanted to kind of like give the art a real motivational kind of, something to get them really, especially right now, because they're home. So many people are confused you know, and they're looking up to you right now, especially with all the things especially what you just brought to the table with this Global Talent Connect. I mean, anybody out there listening to this should definitely sign on and create an account and start, you know, and it's something that they can actually do. What words do you give to an artist that's out there right now and maybe having a little bit of a tough time?
First of all, I love the question. And the funny thing is, I actually was in this exact conversation, what you just asked, with Keith Shockley, the executive producer of Public Enemy. We had a long talk today about this. And we both are in the same accordance on this. So first of all, with artists, all artists, you have to reevaluate what you're doing. This COVID thing should open up your eyes to the way you are doing things, because number one, and I'm going to be very frank, and I hope people can listen and really hear what I'm saying. Stop sending just links to people's inbox. Okay. Just stop. Because when you send a link, nobody opens it. Okay. If you do send a link, okay, explain in a couple of sentences or maybe a paragraph what it is. Just explain it. Okay. By blasting people links, new drop, new this, coming out. If we never even talk to you, most of the time we're not even going to watch. Okay. Right. That's a big no-no. So what happens is you end up spending hours upon hours posting links. I mean, I post a lot in people's boxes, but I do put an explanation, and a lot of people do respond because they like to read what you're posting a little bit. Mm-hmm. You have to be honest. That's another thing too. I'm getting too many artists contacting me, telling me how big they are. And when you go to their profiles, you can automatically see they bought most of their followers. Stop buying followers. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. On Global Talent Connect, which was Local Talent Connect, about 5 years ago, I bought followers. I'm gonna admit it. I bought followers because it seemed like it was the fad thing to do. Like it was great. Right. It would make me look better. But a year later, I realized it made me look like an idiot because I got 30,000 followers, which I think I only have like 16 online, but it says 30, 35 because I bought these ghosts. So right. When I was posting a post, I'd only get like 100 views.
Right.
But it didn't make sense. I got 30,000 followers with 100 views. That don't even make sense.
Right.
And you can't be taken serious. So stop spending your money on fake shit. Stop. Right. The celebrities have a big following because they can afford a program that it's like a monthly program, which you pay for, which implements secret codes and tags that reach out. Because you ever get posts from like a celebrity or whatever, and you're not even friends with them,
right?
They pay for that. So they get real followers. So until you can afford it, build your following. Be proactive, be personal, talk to people more. Get on the phone, man. Stop freaking texting and email 24/7. The text and email should be the second part of your business, because when you're an artist, you're a business person, right? Talk to people. Start that initial talk to them, get to know them, blah, blah, blah. And then the follow-up should be a text like, when can we do the meeting? Let's do this. That's what that should be. But with me, if I don't know you or even know anything about you, I'm not doing business with you online, doing right. Email, do a text, unless I'm already doing something with you or even gotten to know you. Another thing that I'm learning too, artists, all artists, actors, whatever, any contest that you're involved in or you submit to, please make sure that your video or whatever content you're sending in, your music, whatever, please make sure it's mastered. Seriously,
oh yeah.
I started my festival, and I'm not going to name names because I know these people. I've had people submit me a video from their phone with the 2 black bars, and it looked like she was singing karaoke from a Popeyes. And I personally called her. I said, I run a global festival, which I'm going to put you on a stage with people from all around the world. Why do you want people to see this is the way you do business? Because, and I'm going to tell you something right now, when a manager or agent or A&R rep is looking at videos, okay, one of the things they look for is your professionalism. And why do they do that? Because they don't want to take on an artist that doesn't take their craft seriously.
Right.
They want to take on an artist that promotes themselves, that masters their music, that takes their time in what they do. So when they get the artist, they already know that this artist is already getting critiqued. They just want to improve him now, but they know that it's not a problem, that they're smart. You get an artist that's throwing in a cell phone video in a bathroom and you're a model taking a picture while you're on the toilet and you got a toilet paper hanging in the back and you're not taking yourself seriously. You're an Instagram model. That's where you got to stay. You ain't making no money.
Right.
Be real, man. Like, I'll be straight with you. An hour ago, I was in my pajamas and a t-shirt. I had my hair up in an afro because I need to get a haircut. But I'm on the talk show now. I took a shower, got cleaned up, put on a nice shirt, hat. I'm looking, kind of groovy right now. But I'm not going to show up, looking all crazy like one of the Fat Albert kids and doing an interview.
Right.
It's about that. And I'll be honest with you. I did get this from her. And I never said thank you. I should, though. The original Spinderella used to tell me, like, Todd, your image is everything. And I used to diss on her a lot. We used to go back and forth and arguing. But she was right. When you do certain things, your image is a big part of who you are. Until you become that humongous celebrity where you can get caught in your underwear scratching your belly or your butt and you're already making 12 figures or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Until you get to that point, man, take yourself seriously. Take your craft seriously. If you're not going to take yourself seriously, do something else because you're wasting our time. And viewers don't want to see an artist that just really doesn't care about their craft. We just don't. And I'm sorry I went in, but you guys need to hear that.
No, it's so true, and I think it's still fairly new where artists have to now kind of be their own business manager, because I think in the old days, I'm not even that long ago, but you had your music, you had your CD, you send it out to like places, and hopefully somebody wanted to either put you into a showcase downtown, and you do a showcase, and if they like you, they'll put you on a main stage, opening up for somebody. And that's kind of the way the ball rolled when I was in bands and playing. And but a lot of the responsibility has been put onto the artist now. Like a record, like somebody like you're not gonna go. You're gonna look at somebody. You're gonna go on their social media. You're gonna be like, you have 60 followers. What the hell have you been doing? Why don't you tell people about your music? And the same thing with actors or performers. And it is the business part of it. It's show business, right? So you got to show your business, and some people don't necessarily take that part of it seriously. Yeah. What do you? So I mean, obviously you went in and it was awesome. So do you think that the future with Global Talent Connect is going to be sort of like the better choice for people to actually get on because they're going to be seen more, right? I mean, there's two answers to that. One, of course, I'm going to say yes because it's my company, so I'm going to be a little biased. But I'm also saying yes for the fact that we know that this is going to help you guys, and it's becoming a big entity. When I got celebrities joining, want to hear about it, they love it. I'm being put on to other investor people that loves it. There's nothing like it on the planet. And the reason why I say that is because it takes a lot of work. Like people don't, I wish you saw what I did. And you probably think I was crazy. I work 12-hour days now on this thing, 7 days a week. That's not even a lie. Talk to people in my office. I'm there at 8:30 in the morning, gone at 8:30 at night. When you're doing something like music, like what Lou put into Reverb, that's a 24-hour a day job, and that's just music. I'm bringing the world together of art and entertainment. So I have to make it complex, but I also have to make it simple. So the work that I do every day is a constant thing. Like we just added a live chat support to our network, which is a real live chat. People that will actually help you instead of just sending you a link or a bot, which I hate. Yeah. And I'll be on there sometimes too. So this thing is going to be in the works for a long time. It's going to be growing consistently. We want artists to understand that this is your network. If you have a suggestion, send it. If you think we should add a link, like I forgot to put Bandcamp, and Mike Hands from Bootcamp Click said you should put Bandcamp. And today, because of Keith Shockley, I added a Twitch link because Twitch is apparently becoming another big video thing. So I just added that. We want to give you guys everything. Yeah. We know this is going to grow.
We know what is important to you guys, what you need. You just got to understand what's important to you. And we know it's going to take a little longer to grow because people have trust issues when it comes to new networks about signing on. We want you to do your research. But you also got to understand, too, that you still got to invest yourself. And I'm going to say something else. And I'm going to talk for event promoters and hosts, as well as the artists themselves. Artists, you got to stop with your egos. And I'm going to say that right now. I understand you want to get paid for a lot of stuff. I get it. When you're a performer, I get it. But you also got to look at it from an event host point of view. Okay. Somebody who puts on an event, most likely they got to put a down payment on the venue. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then they got to promote it properly. And then they're bringing on artists that they're hoping has a decent following to make up for that money. Okay. So the majority of artists out there that are aspiring have a decent following, but don't really promote as hard as they're supposed to be, right? So there's a catch-22. But if you expect to get paid on everything, but nobody ever comes out to see you, why is a host going to put you on their event if you're not bringing value to the event? Right. Really keep that in your head. Or you know how you prove that? To see what event planners go through? Do an event yourself, put all the money into it, and then try doing that 4 or 5 times and see if your ROI is actually worth doing. Mm-hmm. So if somebody takes the time to create an event and wants to bring you on, promote it. Bring in ticket sales. And then eventually when the event starts making money, then a guy like me, I can create something where, hey, you get a commission from each ticket you bring in, right? Make some money. But I'm not going to pay you if nobody ever comes to see you.
Right.
There's no point in me having you on. I'm trying to help you, but it's still a business. I'm not going to go broke because you come on the show, nobody likes you, and then you bomb or something happens. So there's a thin line between artists and producers, but we have to find an equilibrium, man. You have to find a medium. And then you also got to find platforms that are actually helping you. Our platform really does help you. I'm giving you everything under the sun for free. Okay. Yeah. So we do have upsells. I mean, the festival, if you want to be promoted for 2 weeks and show your best comedic stand-up, costs you $20. So you get 2 weeks of marketing. You get people from around the world watching your thing. I think that's worth $20. I mean, technically it's a $200 bid, but we don't want a lot of money from our artists. We want you to grow, but we still have a business to run.
Right.
I mean, I can go into so much, John.
Yeah, it's two things that I wanted to actually address that you said that were interesting. The first thing was about the artists being put on to these stages where there are a lot of people. And I say to artists, and I've been involved with well, I'm not going to go into that whole thing that I was involved in, but when I did work with some artists, I remember the main value that we would get would be photos, videos, networking, meeting people, and then that content you take and you promote that content for the next thing, and you help that event, and you help that event grow by putting stuff out and by being active. Not everybody wants to do that, which is part of the main issue. So I totally understand where you're coming from and on that respect. The second thing was that, you were talking about the different platforms, and you have to understand, like, what you're building is not requiring everyone to give them your heart and soul, because a lot of these platforms, you have to invest, you have to give them all your information because that's what they want, and then they're going to sell that information to get ads to actually pay for their platforms, and all the platforms that do this. So this is a platform that, in my opinion, I think this is a great platform that is not asking you to give your soul, just to put your stuff on there and meet other people and help the network grow. And let's put the planet together. I think it's a wonderful platform. I think you're doing like an amazing thing right now. And as an artist and somebody who actually just loves artists as well, I want to thank you, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, we don't. I mean, the required fields, honestly, when you create a profile, is your photo, first name, last name, your location, which is like El Paso, Texas, and an email. That's anything else is gravy, but we have all categories in there. We put a race category, nationality, age range. The reason why we put that is because all actors know, and casting directors, when they're casting, they actually look for a
Yeah.
female, even a transgender, maybe a little person who's Italian that lives in Georgia. Okay, so those happen to be criteria. So
Sure.
we know that. So we put that stuff in there. And
Yeah.
people absolutely love it. Now, I mean, if you put your own phone number in there and your exact address, that's on you. I
Well, of
mean,
course. Yeah.
my suggestion to people is if you put a phone number on your profile, make sure it's a business number, unless
Right.
you don't mind people calling you 24/7. That's a suggestion, but at the end of the day, it's your life. Do what you want.
Right.
But yeah, like John said, we don't require much. We just want you guys to have a platform where you could be found in everything that you do, and in turn, find the right people that you're looking for. Because you forget, guys, that all designers, fashion designer, interior designer, architect, commercial designer, these are artists. They
Yeah.
just never be seen as artists because when you hear the word artist, you think of singer, songwriter, musicians, right? That's what you think. But you're forgetting a director's an artist, a mixologist is an artist.
Absolutely.
So we're bringing you all together because at the end of the day, you all work with each other. Like you guys forget, if you're putting a film together, you obviously need to cater the set. So you need a chef. That's an artist. So we want you guys to really start understanding that this industry is so big. So we're going to bring you guys together, and it's going to be worth it. And I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about all the technology I'm going to be able to bring to you guys through my brother and his connects. And it's just going to be great because these things are very expensive. This platform's very expensive, but the value of it, the ROI to me, is getting testimonials from an artist that is making money out of what they love to do because GTC has assisted them in the right connections to get them there.
Right.
That's all I give a crap about. This was dedicated to my mother. She was always a believer in me and what I did. So I want to be the one person that believes in you guys, that if you really do the right thing by you and your family, you can make a career out of what you love to do. That's all I want you guys to do.
I love it. Todd, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate you and what you're doing right now. Everyone, it's globaltalentconnect.net. It's right there up on the screen. I'm gonna put it in the description of all the YouTube and the other channels as well. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being on. I hope you come back again. This is actually, I'm wrapping up this series, but I'm gonna do something else. And
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to have you back and talk more about it. And especially when I get on, because I actually want to go through the experience of creating my profile as well. And then we can have a good conversation about that. So Todd, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. And to everybody out there, well, like I always say in my talk show, if you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living?
That's right.
Simple.
Nailed it. Awesome.
That's right.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Have a wonderful night. All right, man.
Have a great night. Everybody be safe, be healthy, and take care of your fellow human because we're all equal and we all deserve the same fruitful life that God has given us in the first place.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Have a good night, man. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fantastic. So that was Todd Wharton. He's got a great platform. Little technical difficulties in the beginning, but that happens, and we always smooth out at the end there. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you again tomorrow, 9:30. Coming down. I got 2 more shows before 3 more shows technically before we wrap up this series. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in and who been sending me nice messages and stuff. I really appreciate you all. So thank you all. And as always,